You're not slick, you dumb fuck.
What do you mean? What?
You're not slick, you dumb bastard.
What? What did I do? Come on. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time you knew how me and Dakota met in the galaxy far, far, far away. It was one night at this sleazy joint.
Mm-hmm. Come on, go
Look,
reveal
look,
it to everybody your fantasies. Let's go. Come on,
look.
air it out.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
We have
I'm
a
an
clinical
alien for a different world.
psychologist that's going to
Look,
be in the audience later.
right?
That
Right.
I've submitted you for a thorough evaluation to be committed. Come on, get it out.
No problem. I'm an alien. I don't look like this in real life. Actually, I look totally, absolutely different. And I've got a thing about tentacles. I'm sorry, I'm coming out the cupboard. I like tentacles. Now, him another question was quite interesting when I met him. He likes Bigfoot creatures. He's into hairy men. I don't know what it is, but he's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So please tell everybody about your passions and hairiness.
Mm-hmm. You've already been outed, man.
I know.
You've already been outed long ago. People question why I still have a show with you. It's because sometimes you're halfway funny. But nevertheless, you're the one that's sucked up in the tentacles underneath you.
It's imagine doing that, everybody putting me in the tentacles.
Hey, you're the one that keeps going on about your fucking fantasies about purple tentacled women.
No, I never said they were I never said the tentacles. I said
yeah, you just did just before the fucking lie. Don't you lie to me.
No. That was the different ones. That was the four-breasted ones for the. I can't remember the planet now. What planet was that? What planet did I mention? But anyway, that was that. They're a total different race. There's all different colours, you know. Come on, we're all one nowadays. We can't be this discrimination against women now.
Discrimination. Discrimination.
It's a new alien code.
Discrimination. Discrimination, huh?
Tentacles. There you go. Aye, it's him. He was getting treated for it, though. It's terrible. That's why he said. That's why he's bald in this life. He's had to have all his hair shaved off. That's why I can grow hair. He in his face. He can't grow any hair. It's horrendous. It's what they.
Part of it's because I've taken a. It's part of it because I've taken a machete to the face, Chris.
You've taken a machete to the face? When did that happen?
Years ago.
Wow.
Scar barely shows up anymore.
What happened there? How did that happen? Were you in like a fight with somebody? I was like, I never knew that.
Yeah. But funny you should speak about purple aliens.
What you tell us?
Did you see one of these latest articles? I pulled up the link on the screen for anybody who's curious. That some are speculating that looking into the purple side of the visible spectrum may actually help detect alien planets.
I never seen that. I've never seen. I watched a thing last night about the new telescope that's detected.
No, we're going to not civilizations. God, you need to read.
I can't. I'm dyslexic. That's why I watch everything.
Yeah, no. There's a proper website you should probably be visiting for something else. It's called makelovenotporn.com. But anyway, that's another discussion.
Dakota goes there regular, ladies and gentlemen. He's right into that kind of stuff. But
if you actually knew the shit you were talking about half the time.
Well, look, I don't know what happens up there when you're floating about in space and terrible things, you know, terrible things that he gets up to out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, you need to seriously get somebody in your life and not screw it up.
I know I might have some there.
Whatever you say, Martha.
No problem. I was going. What was the place did you usually come back with? What was his name? I forgot the answer. The last question of that.
Whatever you say there, Martha.
No problem, darling. So come on, tell us about this.
If you only knew the reference, man.
I don't know the reference. I'm too young. I'm too old. Use younger generations out there that are into all these weird fascinations. Space woman.
Do yourself a favor, pull up Netflix when we get off, or
Alexis, I'm both for
and
now.
look up the show Baby Reindeer.
Is this like a fantasy like show that you're into or something like that? Or
No, it's a true
what's the
story.
like
It's a
Civil
true
War thing?
story. No, it's actually a true story
Mm.
about a guy who dealt with a stalker named Martha,
Mm.
and she looks like she could be your sister.
Don't have a sister. I have two brothers. You ken that, but you ken Drew, didn't you?
Eh?
Look,
The-
there's Pete coming to us for the backwoods Mount Hood or whatever it is. If he's got a cell signal.
Yeah, the part of the areas that he's gonna go to, yeah, that you don't get very good reception up there.
You don't give many. I've noticed
I,
that
I've
my 5G's
I've
dropped
been to
down to
I've been to
4G
some
now.
of
I
those
don't get it anymore.
I've been to some of those places, and yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, you're fucked.
There'll be folk in there that would eat you. There'll be folk in there that if you what's that film? Is it The Wrong Turn?
That's northern Idaho. What are you talking about? We've had
What do you
cannibals
mean?
arrested here.
You had cannibals in Idaho?
Yeah, within the last couple of years, there's been a couple people arrested for cannibalism.
Well, they're into
They
free
thought
range, aren't they?
one guy thought eating this elderly man that he was taking care of would help him with his own diseases.
Was there no right? Here a question somebody told me once, but I don't know if it's true or no. Was there no like a Native American tribe that was cannibals? And I'm sure there was a story about this, but I think it was more for Nevada. And there is a true story about it, and the cavalry had to go in and deal with them.
Mm.
I can't
Yeah,
remember where it was.
I
I'll try and
do
look it up. But
remember hearing that, but I can't remember exactly what they're called.
aye, and they were seemingly the other Native American Indians stood away from them because they were all mad. They were like mad because they bred with each other. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The starship has beamed them up again. See, this is it's happening again for them. Come back. So who have we all got in the chat tonight anyway, guys, while we wait on his Royal Highness returning from beyond the veil? We have got Dots, it's good to see you, my friend. Lawrence, it's good to see you. Who else we got in there? Son of the Naked Bigfoot. It's good to see you, Pete. I hope you be safe, man. Professional Paranormal, it's good to see you. We're just waiting on Dakota coming back for the mothership. He does this. He's got a tendency to disappear. For us, it's like 2 minutes, but for him, it's like a week. You know, the wife must be wanting him again from beyond. You know. So, Lawrence, how are you, my friend? Dots, professional paranormal. Is that your name, professional paranormal? I'm just going to bring it up so it shows me the real name. Professional paranormal research is nice to see you. Because when it comes up the screen, it only gives like a wee shot. Okay. But it is quite interesting. I mean, I've been watching a lot of videos on Mars lately, and Mars is an interesting planet. Um, eh, Obviously, like Dakota says, it's not really the surface that you should be looking at Mars. It should be under the surface in Mars. You know, what's your thought, guys, in the chat about Mars? I see that they've been releasing a lot of like 4K video lately. Well, would you call it 4K pictures? And it, I see they've got the new helicopter thing that's like a drone that flies about, and some of the pictures you can see like blue in the sky. And I was always taught at school that the reason Mars is red is because there's no water. I think there's a lot of stuff that they're hiding for the general public. See, I do a lot more spiritual stuff. I do more ghosts and card readings and stuff like that. Dakota does a lot more alien stuff. That's why he's always disappearing, getting beamed away, you know. But my God, he's been away for a while, hasn't he? No usually like him. Nice. What's that, Lawrence? Nice chocolate bar. What kind of chocolate bar do you go at, Lawrence? What chocolate bar do you have? Is it a space bar? That's a joke. But yeah. So dots. What's happening? Disclosure this weather, my friend. Mars. A Mars bar. Very good. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you there in the chat. I'm just letting the chat fill up while we're waiting His Royal Highness, the King of the all-knowing aliens, to come back. But we'll have him come back soon, you know. But what's that? Mars gets up to 25°C at the equator in the atmosphere. See, I just wondered about Mars, right? I mean, they say, yep, you've seen all the movies with Mars where the guy, if you take off your suit, you'll basically implode. Would you call it? It will suck all the oxygen. Everybody's seen the movie, right? With Arnold Schwarzenegger. You get the one I'm talking about, Mars. And I definitely think I think they're definitely lying to us. I think that Mars has got a much more, its atmosphere is different. Maybe on the surface, it's just you can't live there. But I do believe in, as Dakota says, it's like under the planet, there's a lot more stuff. Get what I mean? There's an ancient civilization underneath the surface. But it makes you wonder what happened on Mars for that to happen. Can you imagine that Mars at one point had a civilization greater than the Earth, right? And so it makes you wonder what caused that to happen. I mean, you've got that big scar on the side. So did something hit it? And that's why some of them came to Earth? Or was what actually happened on Mars to cause it was, people say there was a war, right? But still, come on, look at the big scar on the side of the planet. That's like something the size of the moon would do if it hit it. I think it's quite interesting because I was watching a program about how they say some of the Martians came to Earth, and that's who, would you call it, lived in Atlantis and stuff like that. I mean, you'll never know until you get shown everything. The cloud over the Olympics Mons was over 700,000 feet. Some atmosphere. See, that's what I mean. That Olympic Mons is ridiculously big. It's unbelievably big, and it's interesting. What's your opinion on the face in Mars? That he's come back. I wonder if he's brought any duty free with him.
First up, that has been debunked years ago.
Really?
You just gonna start pulling shit out of your ass just because I left? Motherfucker.
No. Right, when you go then, do away, talk away, tell us what you've got to tell us.
I fucking forgot. Because I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Stop going up to your bloody wife.
Sorry that she's much more appealing than you.
I know, but come on. I mean, how long were you away this time for? A week? 2 weeks? And it was what, 5 minutes for us? No, but that's quite interesting, Dakota, right? It is quite interesting, Mars, right? Look, why is Mars the way it is? People say it was a nuclear war, or people say it was something that hit it. Why is it that way? Come on. You know everything. Tell us. Right? Why is it like it's that?
With Mars, there's plenty of signs that there was some sort of cataclysm, some indications of either a major meteor strike or, some of the more exotic theories, some sort of form of nuclear blast. Exactly how, it's hard to say without physically going up there. But without a doubt, something happened. Son of a bitch!
Oh,
what the
stop
fuck?
doing that. Don't do it anymore, right? Don't do it anymore, okay? I'm sorry.
What in the hell? Okay, that was a little awkward. What is going on? And now I can't hear Chris. Can anybody else hear Chris? Seriously, we can't hear you. It's picking up. We got the yellow box showing that we have some sort of audio coming up.
I can hear.
I don't know what's going on.
He's playing with my microphone. And I can do the same, my young Padawan. I can do the same to you. But come on, man, that's you couldn't make that up. You're getting kicked every time you say something sarcastic to me. That's come on, say something else sarcastic. Come on. I want him beamed, and this time don't bring him back to his house. Leave him in the middle of the Nevada desert somewhere.
I know, John. I was fucking
And
with
his
his
underpants.
mic. But nevertheless, it is kind of weird what's going on tonight. That was weird.
I know it's weird what's going on tonight. I know it's
that
weird
was
what's going
weird.
on tonight. Twice
Anyway.
that's happened.
Yeah, but you think it's because I'm making fun of you. Quite frankly, they don't like
No.
you very much.
I wouldn't say it's that. I think it's something else. I think it's somebody's fiddling with the ether. I think it's just they don't want to talking about stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
almost sounded like almost like you tried to say there that they didn't want us talking about syphilis.
Well, look, you've had that 18 times in the last 2 years. I mean, come on. There's medical breakthroughs now for syphilis, ladies and gentlemen, and Dakota is the man to ask. He's been treated numerous times, and look at him. He's still in fine fit and health. It's amazing what antibiotics can do nowadays. It really is.
You think he would have seen his last name by now.
You fucking changed my name again. See you. Honestly, sometimes I just wonder about you, by the way.
Yeah, we wouldn't be called the Bald and Bonkers boys if we didn't go off on each other for some time now.
I know, it's all right, Dakota. We all can't be amazing like you, you know what I mean? We all can't be amazing like you.
I know.
But I know it's I mean, how long have you been going back and forth to that spaceship over the last 4 years? There you go. We can do this all night, and he'll eventually get fed up with us, right? And then he'll turn off the chat. What do you call it? He'll turn off the things so you can't have your display name. This is what he does. You see, Muley. You can have. I'll stay with that. Muley. It sounds French. It sounds more like I lived in a castle. Is Dakota froze again? Yeah, he's frozen again. Ladies and gentlemen, see, this is the universe at hand here, right? And this is tell you.
The fuck?
Do not do the power beyond me. I cast a spell beyond you. Look, it's interesting why it only kicks you, but no me. I know.
And probably because they know I'm the one that actually pays for everything.
Is that? I know. See. Okay, I mean, that's all that medical care for your syphilis cases that you've had over the years, you know. But let's get into some serious talk now. Let's talk about.
Can you do serious?
Like I couldn't do serious. I couldn't do serious if you don't keep changing my name, you know. What? My screen's just went all blue.
It did?
Aye. I've tried to get rid of it. What's going on here?
It's getting blue screen of death. Lovely.
No,
but it is kind of interesting that it's going on, especially with the latest James Webb Telescope find, you know? It seems like there's one planet in particular that's...
I seen that. They're saying they're in the, what do you call it? They're saying that they're in the pre-industrial age. I don't believe that.
No, that's not what they're saying at all.
So what they're saying then?
It's essentially they're picking up farts in the atmosphere.
Aye, that's what I mean. That's what they're saying. They're burning, what do you call it? They're meant to methane or whatever it is. There's one of them, the pre-industrial age, that was going on about, and I was watching it. And I thought, what a load of bullshit this is, and turned it off. I couldn't watch any
First off,
more.
you gotta take into consideration the way the speed of light actually works. This particular planet is 125 million light years away from us.
Aye.
That they're
And how are we
observing.
meant to see that? No.
Exactly.
I just think
If
they're
they,
talking through their arse, right? They're talking through their arse. They've got technology that they could travel the stars in minutes to Mars, right? Why, in all that's fucking holy, did they waste all this money on stupid telescopes that don't even work?
well,
Why?
the telescope works just fine.
Aye, it works. It just works fine. Aye, but come on, what is the point? It's like the International Space Station up there. What's the point of having it? When as they don't really
Keep up
use it.
appearances. Keep up
Aye, keep
appearances.
up
And yes,
appearances. It's
yes,
all the
unexplained. We're
buildings.
talking about K2-18b.
Well, I didn't get that because I didn't
That's
watch
the
it.
official designation for the planet that's been in focus lately.
Right? Come on, tell us away.
I was trying to, but you can't shut up. No, it's,
Well, that's before you get taken away again.
I know, right? That is happening an awful lot. And yeah, I know, Dots. He's the one that's usually into the tentacles. But this is
Just turn
actually what's that?
JK, your mic's down to mute, didn't you? I've not touched it. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting right
On-
back to the laptop.
On my end, your mic. It's saying your mic is the one that's on mute.
No. You on my end.
You're no, you're the one on mute.
Nope, no me.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, can you actually hear us? Let's settle this for the people in the audience because I can hear you just fine.
I can hear you just fine, too.
It seriously shows on my end that your mic is the one that's turned all the way down.
Do you want me to take a picture and send it to you?
I'll take a picture and send it to you. Yeah, don't want to accidentally send you the pecker pics. I know you're probably going to be into that.
I know you're into that quite a lot, Dakota. You don't want to.
Hey, I gotta. Yes, see, they can hear just fine. Unfortunately, you're the one that's on mute. Christopher. I don't know what to tell him.
Who muted me?
I was just telling you. It showed on my end that you were on mute. I mean, look.
You
see,
sound
this
really
is my
weird to
phone.
me.
See, your mic's all the way turned down. No, this is the photo I just took, you dumb bastard.
Nah, I'll turn you back up on my end and see if it helps. I keep turning you up, but it keeps going down.
Weird.
So way back down again.
Weird. Very weird.
Can I hear you, Dakota? It's just doing this, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a madness the night. Come on, let's actually do a show the night instead of just talking bash. Come on.
You're the fucking one that keeps going off on it.
My chat's not working now.
I'm sorry you can't get it up.
What the fuck's going on tonight? Everything's not working.
Well, we have all sorts of alien disclosure shit going on. We have cyber hacks going on out the wazoo.
What is the point of doing this to us?
Algorithms.
What is the point doing it to us? It's not as if we actually know anything. I mean, it's not actually as if we're relieving the truth of the universe and who the extraterrestrials are that actually come in here. I mean, it's not as if we're getting hundreds of thousands of people in the chat like other channels are. And nothing seems to ever happen to them, really.
Because they talk out of their ass.
I know they talk out their ass. But here's the thing.
Yes, we like to take a comedic approach to things.
Turn it off and back on again. I did that, man. I turned my phone off and back on again.
We like to take a comedic, or at least one of us actually knows what he's talking about.
Right when you go then, I'm all ears.
No, lately you're all mouth, but I think that's just a Scottish thing. A little bit of the Irish too, but it's expecting fire back from that in the chat. Anyway. Fuck, what were we talking about now?
What's going on here? My computers went weird.
Anyway, idea purple. Essentially, they're trying to look for. Okay, then. About time I got rid of that asshole. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no clue what is causing a lot of these technical difficulties. At first, when Christopher told me that he was having issues, I thought it was operator error. That's because, let's just face it, he's not exactly the brightest when it comes to that type of stuff. But still, it is kind of funny. You know, I designed the thumbnail for this episode being that it is Star Wars Day, and everybody goes to go say that programs like Star Wars and several other programs. I know a lot of people are focusing on the Halo series lately, but it does definitely seem like we have something going on in the ether. Lawrence, I just saw your message. I have no clue. You have my Facebook Messenger come up just in case he decides to blow me up there. Huh. That's... Huh. I don't know. You would think we would actually have some sort of notification there was updates taking place. I don't know. I'm honestly half tempted just to drop the link for people to come into the show just so, we can invite others besides just me and Chris. YouTube has been acting up for the last few days. Figures. Probably are doing some sort of updates on the back end. Speaking of which, anybody else see the documents that have actually been leaked not too long ago from several social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, saying that the Biden administration was actually trying to suppress information about the COVID-19 vaccinations? I said it. Fuck it. I'm feeling lonely up here. So anybody want to come in for a chat? There's the link. I was signed off my back. How the hell? That's got to be the weirdest autocorrect Microsoft account. Okay, then. What's your take on the analysis of former crime scene investigator on the Las Vegas video of the supposed beings on the backyard? Believe I managed to catch that unexplained. When it comes to the Las Vegas incident, yes, something did go down there. But as far as the alleged videos coming out about these beings, a lot of what I've been seeing indicates that the footage itself was essentially fabricated in some manner. That those beings themselves were not the ones that they believe shown were not.
Fuck. We're two twins. I honestly don't know what the fuck's going on. It signed me out of my account on Microsoft. And then I had to get me to agree to the terms and conditions, and then it let me back in again.
I don't know. Oh, sorry. I had to start laughing because it started to read out "sexy bald bastard" when you came in.
I don't know what's going on, man. It's like I keep losing the chat, and it's just weird. My internet's fine. I'm running 125 meg per second.
Yeah, like that means shit on this show.
Which it does mean shit on this show. If I had to connect it to my phone, I would get nearly a gig per second with the 5G. But I don't, which is no, it's. I just don't know what's going on. Why does the chat not work for me?
I can't help you because I'm not physically there with you, Chris.
Weird. It's no that. It's just blank for me. The chat's blank. All I can see is unexplained. I think the night for it is just that. I just think the internet and itself, the tier on it is fucked. It is. Look, civilization's not got long left. I don't think. Quite frankly, I don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should just get it over with the new and press the button. Leave everybody alone, you know.
No, they got to play the long game.
Oh no, they will play the long game. I mean, the civilization, the new, is collapsing. It's collapsing. You just need to go. You just need to go to the United States and look at the even London, cities of the world. You just need to look at the poverty and the drug use, and folk don't care about anybody else. And it is true now. Folk don't care about anybody else. The Wi-Fi and TV. That's interesting you say that, because so did my new smart TV that updated today. And it was it wanted me to connect via Wi-Fi, but I've wired everything. I've wired my TV, Xbox, laptop, and it wanted me to update the Wi-Fi. And I wouldn't do it because I've got an Ethernet. I just think the system's slowly collapsing, and I don't think it can be saved. Maybe it needs to collapse. You go, man. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Well, you're not wrong, but nevertheless. Anyway, since you actually finally decided to come back, what's your take on
I couldn't help it.
Question?
My laptop wouldn't let me sign in until I clicked on terms and conditions.
Certainly makes you wonder what's going on, because if
I
they're
agree
that urgently.
I had to agree to analysis. It wouldn't let me connect. It says detect the V box to agree for analysis on Microsoft. Mm-hmm. And then it let me click accept, which I found interesting. You want to hear something really interesting? I have a friend that taken his car. It's a 2022 plate to the dealers the other day. It's electric. It's one of the Hyundai. It's an electric car. And he got the car back. He paid like 30-something thousand for this thing because it's electric. You're paying for the battery. And he was sitting in the car, and when he started it up, it came up terms and conditions on the dash. And it says, it has now got built into it, the government can switch his car off if he goes, and he had to agree to it. Have we lost the quote again, guys? We've lost quota again, guys. The Wi-Fi and TC update here over today, it was so all over the place. It's weird. I mean, I've got an older car, and I bloody keep it because the new technology is shit. But that guy I was talking to, taking his car in to get his maps updated, and it came up saying you have to agree to the terms and conditions. And he actually read the 4 pages. And there was a clause in it saying the government can restrict the vehicle. They can actually turn the vehicle off if there's restrictions in place. What's that? Looks like it. I know it's weird. I just don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. It's never ending. It's constant. Every time we do a live on a Saturday and Sunday, we have got nothing but problems. Every time I do my ghost shows, it's fine. Every time I do my card reading shows, the new one will start on Tuesday, it's fine. It's obviously talking about this subject, and it must be an AI. It must be an AI built-in thing it knows, because it's no human. Let's face it, there's not enough humans on the planet to keep an eye on everybody. You know? What country was that for the I think it was the UK.
All right. Are we
I
here?
changed my name again. Stop doing that.
First off, I thought you were just going to come up as a black screen.
I don't know, but when you left, it was quite funny because you froze like that, and then you just disappeared. But it was just saying about the electric cars now, they've all been updated with this kill switch in them. And it's not really a kill switch. See if they bring in like restrictions and you're not allowed to go somewhere, your car will not be able to go there. If modern car, any car seemingly what I've been told with the SOS in it too is seemingly built into this too. I don't have any of them. He definitely doesn't have any of them. He's got like Uncle Buck's car.
Hey, comes
The
with
only
its
thing it's
perks, man.
The only thing it's electrical in his car is the radio, the lights, and that's that.
Hey,
Hey, it's the way to go. It is the way to go. I wish I had a car that old. Simple to fix.
hey. No, well, if they actually had the fucking parts for everything, God.
I've noticed a few people saying that. It's like I've got a friend that's got the new Mercedes, and it's a year old, and they got a bill in the other day for 460 quid for a year. And they're like, what's the bill for? And it's you can't sign out of this because if you sign out of it, the car will not start. And it's something to do with updates and all this mad shit. When you buy a new car now, you're automatically signing into this shit. As I say,
Yeah.
it's fucked. The world's fucked. 2 years maximum before everything goes totally collapses.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Something will need done because we can't go in much longer. The way everything. Come on, it's only a matter of time before disclosure comes out. But they keep saying they're going to release stuff, and then when they go to release stuff, they keep retracting on it. I've noticed that lately with disclosure projects and stuff. They keep retracting. Look at the centres that said, "Oh, they're going to come out with it," and then all of a sudden they didn't. They went all quiet.
A lot of them were also coming out and like, yeah, some of the senators were full out admitting that they got men in black. Their words.
I just don't understand it. See, this is what I don't understand about the alien stuff, right? There's good aliens here to help us, right? The Greys, and not just the Greys, because some of the Greys are all right, were took off this planet, right? Whoever controlled them was removed, right? That's what I'm saying, right? So there bound to still be factions, evil alien factions on this planet. If all this Men in Black stuff is still going on, they're bound to be.
Yeah.
So it's slowly getting destroyed.
The factions have already been disseminated. The issue is that on a technicality that some of the hybrids that have been in positions of power, especially technically, they couldn't be removed because they're from here.
All right, so they were basically made here, be granting them citizenship.
It's like, yeah, technically it would be like a native citizenship situation.
I do think some world leaders are either clones or something. They're not right. They definitely are. I definitely think that there's. I've noticed a lot of weirdness lately. A lot of important people disappearing off the scene.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Look at King Charles. He's meant to have cancer, but he disappeared for a wee while. Look at his daughter-in-law. Disappeared, never be seen again. Don't know what she is. She's meant to have cancer. Strange that, isn't it? There's a lot of important folk they know that are just like disappearing and dying. It's as if there's somebody out there after them. You just need to look at that idea that you've got as a president. I was going to talk about my prime minister. He's an idiot, I know. But there's something weird about your president. There's days that your president's got all his marbles, and there's days that he's complete and utterly idiot. And he looks a wee bit different.
Body doubles, genuine dementia episodes. He may not be full on. He may have days where he's fairly clear.
Aye.
But the thing is, the Joe Biden that is in office right now is not the same Joe Biden that was vice president during Obama.
No.
Regardless of how you want to put it, whether you believe that one of the fucking body doubles is Jim Carrey in heavy prosthetics makeup.
No,
it's around quite a bit.
No, it's no. That's made up bullshit.
I'm just saying, regardless whether or not you believe the conspiracy side, whether there's body doubles, which it has been confirmed that yes, major political figures do use body doubles mainly for press interviews, but sometimes in enough situations, if there is a threat, seemingly credible threat of assassination, that has also been implemented. But at the same time, following the somewhat more likely route that something's wrong with him medically, he is not the same man that he was back in Obama's terms.
He's dangerous. He's going to end up bringing about dangers to us. And people are, oh, but I'm in the UK. Nah, look, Britain's America's lapdog. We different than Britain. We blew up the Nord Stream 2 for you guys. Right? We've got troops in Ukraine now fighting against the Russians for you guys. We help you as the SAS and all that. I don't care if they come take me away the net. I couldn't be fucked anymore. We do everything for the United States. Your Secret Service and all that, they're used for you to do your dirty deals. And a lot of people out there don't realize that America is one of the biggest drug dealers and arms dealers in the world. Right? Oh, this is what you've got to remember here, guys. The Russians are fighting the Ukrainians. The Americans are paying for both sides, along with the British and everybody else. Right? They're making money off of this.
Yeah, Stephanie has a major point here. He is not a young buck.
Oh, no,
sometimes people just get old. He's 84? In his 90s. He's in his 90s. And yeah, in a position of power, especially with everything he has access to, someone who is not medically safe enough, that is one of the most dangerous positions to be in.
Look, and your president could be dead for all you know.
Let's face it, the political systems in this country are taking advantage of the fact that he is not mentally there most days. Look, why is it that he is not allowed to speak out when Lahaina burned?
Aye, exactly. Look, I've seen some of the speeches that he's done, and he's got it totally, absolutely wrong. Did you see the one where he was giving the talk? I think it was about a month ago, and he said how he was talking to his great-grandfather. Did you see that one? He said, "Oh, I had a conversation with him the other night there." And then,
there's one or two. Either he's out of it, or if he's talking with people that old, he's not going to be lasting very long. Let's face it. You and I, we've seen situations where people had their loved ones start showing up, and what happened within a week?
Of course we do. Exactly. My grandmother had dementia, right? My grandmother had really bad dementia, and for 10 years I looked after her. I came with dementia. Looks like I'm going to say this now. Your president has got dementia, and I'm going to say this right now. I bet you Obama's running your country right now. Somebody's running it, but it's no him.
Obama definitely is obviously, at being a former president, Obama has had high advisor positions. And let's face it, Have you seen the documents that actually come out? And we'll go into this a little bit more tomorrow with Operation Quantum Pussyfall.
There's
I
somebody
thought we would
joining.
go for, yeah, it's Lawrence.
Hey, Lawrence.
Or maybe not. Yeah, I was like, I put in the link. Feel free to come on. Anyway, see the documents that have actually come out of coming from social media whistleblowers admitting that the Biden administration suppressed information about the COVID-19 vaccinations. About everything from the word that was released from a lab out of Wuhan, which, ladies and gentlemen, I've personally been to that part of Wuhan. That lab is there. I've been there. Anybody can go that has a tourist visa.
Look at the labs in Ukraine.
There. Yeah, there's plenty of that too. It's like, no, but I'm speaking as. How you doing, Lawrence?
Lawrence.
You there, brother?
The aliens have gone. It's the way to the text. What do you call it? The tentacle planet of desire.
Maybe it was that triangle one that you saw.
It was. I never seen the triangle one. I just seen the disc-shaped one. The people working in the wind turbine seen the triangular one. If you'd maybe listen to that the message.
Look, sorry, I got shit to do. But nevertheless, that particular image you did show me, that does look like some well-known drone aircraft that has been put into the public eye within the last few years. Lawrence.
I thought I heard somebody talk there. Lawrence. Lawrence.
Guess not.
We're all having problems tonight. Everybody's having problems tonight. We're all having weird problems. Something weird's going on. I wouldn't say it was supernatural or anything like that, but I'd say it was mere they don't want us talking. To be purely honest with you.
They don't want people talking. That's why there's so much focus on TikTok getting banned. There's so much hate going on with Elon Musk going right now, especially where he's talking about bringing back a Vine videos to try to compensate for the potential TikTok ban.
Oh, the TikTok ban. That's not going to happen. Making too much money through them. That's not going to get banned. That gets banned, I'll regrow my hair again during the Salvation Army.
Biden signed it into law already.
Aye, maybe in America it's got to get banned, but I don't think the British will ban it.
Just wait. Anybody who studies the global political systems knows that anybody that pays attention to the global political spectrum knows that anything that happens in the U.S. there has a domino effect for the rest of the world, especially NATO-affiliated countries.
Look at that. Lawrence is showing up, but there's no screen.
Yeah, it kind of looks like when I'm having to allow access to webcam for the browser. You there, brother? Guess not.
I think. Nah, he's doing. There's something just downright crazy tonight. I was looking forward to the night takes. I've got to listen to you tell me all the UFO stuff. But there's just something weird tonight. I don't know what it is. I feel weird. I feel extremely weird right now. There's something going about. I don't know what it is. So I don't know.
You know, I got to thinking, speaking of like UFO stuff, and this kind of falls into the psychic stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's because I finally got to watch in X-Men 97 that I had this thought.
Right.
No, just hear me out, man. Just hear me out. And while Lawrence is figuring out his situation, I'll go on with it. Remember how I was saying that psychic phenomenon has actually been shown to reflect within the ELF spectrum, right? Extremely low frequencies. A lot of those same frequencies are utilized in weather manipulation. So what if, it's going to sound crazy, but there's logic to it. We find a material that actually blocks out, say like a Faraday cage that focuses on ELF frequencies. In theory, we can make like Magneto's helmet that actually functions against psychic.
Aye, but it would need to be some help. It would need to
And how much
completely
would
cover your.
we?
It would need to completely cover
It
your
needs
head.
to focus right here.
No,
It would need to
aye,
focus
no,
right here.
aye. It would need to completely cover it. There couldn't be any holes or anything like that. And you'd be walking about because you would be blind as a Bulgarian bat. You'd be tripping out stuff and all that kind of stuff. Aye, you would have the abilities to see into people's minds and stuff, but it wouldn't be much hangy when you were falling down a flight of stairs and stuff like that. Get what I mean?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, so you're saying that energy-wise, people's thoughts and stuff like that, controlling people?
No. Exactly. It would be able to block out those frequencies that are being utilized because that technology is there. And in theory, it is possible to block it out.
Aye, if you wear
I have a couple of...
No. Copper shielding.
You basically make a Faraday cage especially designed to point towards that. The price of tinfoil hats would go through the roof, and without a doubt. But I'm not talking tinfoil. Tinfoil is a good spot, but there's a little bit more to it. But of course, this would require some experimentation that would probably have some very ethical dilemmas.
I'm going to say this. I watched a UFO documentary the day, and they was going on about how the Roswell. I still can't get that, by the way. I still can't get how an intergalactic race of beings that are thousands, millions of years more older than us, right, came to this world, and then this is no Roswell I'm talking about. I'm talking about somewhere else. And because of radar, they crashed. I don't get that. You would think
all the races utilize the same technical ability.
Aye, but come on, you're traveling through space, intergalactic space, hundreds of millions of light years away. You're bound to have some type of shielding on your spaceship, man. Come on, that'd be complete madness. Well, here's a spaceship for you, alien dude. But listen, it'll get you to Earth, but whatever you do, don't fly near the radar stations. Whatever you do, because you'll crash, burn up into a burst of flame, and you'll wake up in a tube somewhere.
How do you know they knew? How do you know they knew?
What you're insinuating?
How do you know? No. That's not what I'm saying. Think about the number of dumbasses we have here on Earth that get into some fucked up situations for seemingly the most stupidest of reasons.
So you're basically saying, right, say the UFO that went down with radar, you're basically saying that the aliens that were in that had no fucking clue about this planet and thought, let's go for a joyride, and they went somewhere they shouldn't have.
They say the Roswell Grays were the equivalent of teenagers going out on a joyride. You think Earth is going to be the only planet to have dumbasses? I mean, like, Unexplained makes a very good point. Like the alien species, which actually looks, if you actually looked at some of the videos that show the alleged beings, those look like the Matra, and they're fucking assholes. But exactly like they said, why would a species that could be killed by water like they're the fucking evil witch out of Wizard of Oz go to a planet that's mostly inhabited with water?
Aye, but they'll take precautions. They'll build their ships to protect themselves. It's like, right, as if you're right. Like, you work at a steelworks, right? You're going to wear protective gear so the hot molten lava doesn't melt you, right? An alien race, they'll be like, right, we need to go to that plant and have a nose run about. But listen, they use radar. We've lost a few ships before. Let's go there. And then the ships that go there end up being in the same boat, stranded. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I do think some of them are deliberate. I do think some of them are deliberate.
Allegedly so.
Oh, let's give them some technology. Let's see what happens, kind of thing. And the aliens that flew them
directly give it to them. But what we can do is say, "Oh, we crashed. Oh no, the Earthlings got a hold of it." But at the same time, Chris, you also got to take into consideration, right? How would you try to look for somewhere else to live?
I would go and investigate other worlds, but I'd be very cautious. First, I would make sure to see what the civilization was like that was on them.
But let's but okay, all right. Well, let's just simplify it here. We'll go for like places here on Earth that you could potentially live. Would you want to go live in Arizona during the summertime, where it literally gets so hot?
Quiet.
Where it literally gets so hot that the paint off street signs will melt, the tires of your cars will melt, and that's just a typical Tuesday. But you're basing it like how the number of Europeans say they want to go from Disneyland to Disney World and ask what time the park closes. It takes a couple days drive.
But what I'm going to say, I see what you're saying here was saying, right, like for instance, would you like to stay in the Sahara Desert, right? Where there's no water and it's all sand, right? But you've got to remember when these extraterrestrials have come, they're not going to start building houses, like putting tents up and stuff like that. They're going to stay in their spaceships, obviously, until they've either colonized the planet or built an underground base or whatever it is they want to build. So even if they land in, say, the Sahara Desert, they're going to have water on that ship. They're going to have food on that ship. They're going to have the amenities to keep them cold when it's too hot out there. You see what I'm going with this? I could see the point if they were starting pitching tents, right? And singing Kumbaya around the fire and all that kind of stuff, right? But they can sleep inside their ships.
All right, probably a poor choice of probably a poor metaphor on my end. When we go to look for planets out there, obviously there are several places that we can look, but we're wanting to try to find spots that could potentially contain life. Where are we going to look? We're going to look for planets that have very similar conditions to what we have here on Earth, even though it is such a small sample of the potential is. When here on Earth, we have several different life forms that are able to adapt to so many different conditions.
If I was an alien race, which I highly doubt, I would not be an alien. And I hope and I pray to God that I'm not an alien. And I'm going to say this, if I was an alien race and I was looking for a new home, I would look for a world where I was the dominant species. Right? I would look and I would say to myself, right, what's the life on that planet? You've got some dinosaurs roaming about eating wee dinosaurs and stuff like that, but we could easily conquer that. Or we could go to that blue blob over there. It's called Earth, where there's billions of people on it that like shooting each other, blowing people up, polluting the oceans, causing disasters. Where will we stay? Oh, let's stay in the Earth. We'll build cities under the sea and all that kind of stuff. It'll not be that bad. Surely to God, it'll not be that bad. You see where I'm going with this? I ken there's maybe no many civilized Earths out there, right, that are unpopulated, but they're bound to be. There's bound to be other planets out there with like life, but life, no intelligent life, where you could start again. Obviously, as humans, we're not the only race on this earth. There's aliens that have lived here before we came here, right? And obviously, they're just coexisting with us because they can't be fucked with us, basically, right? They're like, oh, fuck me, no. So they stay away from us, right? Because we're annoying to them. But then if there's intergalactic travelers out there that have maybe no part of the Federation, because let's face it, the universe is a big place. There could be aliens out there that the Federation and all that I've never encountered. They've never encountered, maybe because they're more advanced, right? Maybe because they don't see the point of the Federation and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, it's them again. We'll just stay away from them. But because they're so advanced, they can cloak their ships and stuff like that, so the other ships can't see them, right? Why would you want to come here? You're an extraterrestrial. You've got nothing to do with the Galactic Federation and light and all that this stuff. You're highly advanced. You're millions of years old, right? You've been sent out to find a planet that you can stay on, and you came across Earth. What would be your first thought?
The first thought would probably be very similar. Like you said, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Let's bring back the Halo series, the video games, just as a point of reference for pop. It's a pop culture reference, so people can know what the hell.
It was a pop culture reference. I understand.
Hey, we got to dumb it down to some level, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you obviously within the Halo series, just as a point of reference, because there's obviously worlds out there that hate the main military behind Spartans. Obviously. Same logic that you're going for, right? Obviously, you're going to want to keep an eye out and see that the Federation has outposts here. See what your risks are for trouble. Now, obviously, if you're just looking for some place to stay, yeah, you're probably not going to get flagged down too hard. But say there wasn't any outside interference like that, yeah, you would want to make sure that you can go out without too much technological help, without anything to keep your system in check to adjust to the planet's climate. You want to see if your bone structure would be able to hold up against the gravity, so you don't essentially turn into a sentient blob because your bone's getting crushed because you have the same bone structure as birds here. So you want to make sure that you could live here without too many issues. Or if issues come up, they'd be easy to fix. Was that your stomach, or did you have another voice there?
Didn't hear nothing. Question. The aliens if you really want to get deep into this, the aliens in Halo. I know all my stuff about Halo. I know everything about Halo. I've been playing it when you were still in your nappy. The thing about Halo is the Halo rings were designed by the ancients long ago to fight the Flood, which was an infectious disease that was spreading across the cosmos, right?
Exactly.
I know my stuff with Halo, man.
No, just saying.
The aliens that stood next to them, right, that didn't like the humans. The reason they didn't like the humans was because the humans found the rings and found them. And they were feared in case they turned them on, because they couldn't turn the rings on. It was the humans that could turn the rings on, because the ancients that built the rings were the original humans, right?
Exactly.
The aliens were like, technically they were a wee bit different, right? But the humans could activate the rings to wipe out the universe, right? Parts of the universe, right? Through a network of rings, right? The aliens that were there, they were bred to look after. They worked for the ancients. That's how it worked on Halo, right? But because the ancients all died out, well, you thought they all died out. Some of them went away and they make a comeback in the later games and stuff like that. They obviously evolved for simple creatures that looked after rings to the Covenant, because that's what they were. They were the Covenant, right? Then, because humans started moving into their areas, they felt threatened. So they started fighting back against them, right? Because if you, is it Halo 1, 2, is it Halo 3 where Master Chief becomes friends with one of the aliens? I can't remember what his name is. He's an alien, he's a big one. He's called the Oracle of the...
Oh, you're talking about the Oracle?
I'm talking about the alien, the alien dude who was like Master Chief, kind of the similarities to Master Chief.
No,
and he
you're talking about the Arbiter.
The Arbiter, right? He became pally with the Arbiter. I can't know about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, because I played Halo. I've got them all. I've still got the discs there. They were threatened because the humans were moving into their part of the space. Hence, a war broke out. Right? They weren't the aliens. They weren't interested in Earth. They were not interested in Earth whatsoever. Exactly. It's because the humans moved into part of their space. They felt threatened, attacked them. The war started, but in the end, the very end, the humans became friends with them. In the very end, because obviously they were killing each other left, right? They united to kill the Flood, right? Which was like a zombie virus that was just terrible, right? And they united together. Halos. But anyway, if you to come here, an alien race to come here, this is my question. If an alien race came here that was just say 1 million years old, right? It was more advanced than anything the Federation have got. More advanced, right? They seen them and thought to themselves, right, we've obviously got aliens here already. We've obviously got other ones here, but we know about these races, but we stay away from them. And they would look at the Earth and think, right, it's overpopulated, everybody's killing each other, there's wars everywhere, there's death, dying, everything. What would be the point of them coming here? Whereas the aliens that are already here have obviously got their own, what do you call it, motive. And their motive is to bring the humans into their collective. One day they'll travel the universe like a Star Trek theory, right? Because they don't want to see humans killing each other. And they want humans to learn who they really are, right? But then you've got the bad aliens out there, hence some of the greys, know them all, came here because they couldn't have kids anymore and they wanted to experiment in humans and animals and stuff like that. And they did deals with the governments and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that they maybe gave the technology to the governments of the world so they could take down other alien races, right? But what I'm saying is, what would be the point of coming to this planet, even though there's aliens that have always existed here that don't like us, they hide under the sea, they hide under the earth, they hide under mountains and stuff like that. No wonder if I was one, I'd hide under a fucking mountain. I can tell you that. No, I wouldn't show myself. With the Galactic Federation, it's different because they're trying to bring the Earth into a new beginning so they can join the club, like the Rotary Club kind of thing. They want them to join the club, right? And one day help another world. But with other alien races that's no part of the Federation, because there is alien races that's visited the Earth, right, that are not part of the Federation. Why did they come here? Why? Because you think about it, there's already an alien race here, multiple alien races here. They've already got the technology that's been let slip to them. Like, let's look at India and Pakistan. How did they get their nuclear weapons? Oh dear, India. The British accidentally leaked the blueprints for nuclear weapons to India. That's how it happened, right? And that's obviously what's happened throughout the years with the alien races that's here, the Galactic Federation that say they don't like to thing with people, they don't like to like intervene and help people with cancer and stuff like that, and they're auditing and stuff like that. But they deliberately leaked certain documents and they deliberately leaked spaceships. Think about it. If you were an alien race, you knew the Federation, but you stood away from the Federation because you were more advanced than them, and you came to Earth, why would you want to stay here? That's the question. There you go. I can take a slip in my juice now.
The question is, there's something here that they want that they can feel like they can utilize. There could be. It depends, though, Chris.
Gold?
Not every race is going to follow a singular pattern. Everyone has their own motives. You're trying to overly simplify it. And the reason why I bring in the Halo series as a function, because I've seen that as being kind of like the new Star Wars in reference to soft disclosure. Everybody pointing out, oh, yeah, there's this. Guess what? Halo actually had MUFON investigators to consult to help make the games.
That's right.
That's part of where a lot of that shit comes from. That's actually where it comes from.
And if you people don't know their trivia, here's another one for you. The human universe actually existed in Star Wars. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that because see the Star Wars that were made after the old series that were meant to be before this old series. You can the ones I'm talking about, and see where Yoda went to the library where all the galaxies were kept or stored. And that's why he destroyed it. He destroyed them all because he knew the Empire would find Earth. Because they knew about Earth. They knew about our solar system and how backward we were then. And that's why we should do a movie trivia night. That's why he destroyed everything and taken a copy and hid it somewhere.
Exactly.
Oh, my back's there.
Now, allegedly, George Lucas may have had some sort of telepathic missions. Doctor Who makes references to some of this in the novels, basically saying that a lot of humans misinterpret telepathic messages, as just random ideas, dreams, etc. And it's something that I brought up when it comes to a lot of these people trying to say, "Oh, this shows disclosure. Oh, that shows disclosure. That's disclosure. That's disclosure." Blah 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 blah. A lot of the people involved in these creative processes don't actually know where this shit's coming from. The
Yeah.
Avatar movies, that came from the fact that Spielberg was on a huge mushroom trip.
Yeah.
He
I'm going to
was
say
doing
that.
shrooms.
What's that film? It's a French movie, and it was it's about this space station. Oh, fuck! I had it there. I was going to tell you the name of it. Oh, and it's a French movie, but it's in English. And there's a space station gets built on the Earth, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger. And then it has to be pushed away from Earth. What's its name? Because there's aliens in that look like the aliens that are visiting the new. Strange enough, I'm going to say this: everything you see in TV now, everything to do with aliens is soft disclosure. Kids programs, look, they date with the chemtrails, right? They date with the chemtrails. Lewis will hang with him in the chat, like GTA playing, right? They've changed the sky in GTA to have chemtrails everywhere, right? So that's, you know why that is? That shows the kids that's playing that shouldn't really be playing it, but they do play it because it's for 18s an hour, are seeing that, oh, they're getting used to that chemtrail. That's all they're getting used to, right? When they're playing that game, right? So when they walk out that front door, or they walk out their back door and they see chemtrails, they'll just think that's normal. Let's face
It's not just for the kids.
It's for adults too. There's idiots out there.
No, it's not just that. It's subliminal programming.
Yeah,
it's a lot like tabloid magazines, at the registers when you go to the shops just to get your groceries. You're in more of a primal state. You're more susceptible state for that subliminal programming. It's a lot like that movie. It's They Live, right? The one with the glasses that shows what they actually look like.
Yep.
Oh, look at this ugly mug. Look at this ugly mug.
There he's there. There's the man himself. There's the man himself. The alien hunter. Oh, fine, man. We're just there. We've had a look at technology.
I was all ears then. I was just listening.
Well, just when you go to Kota, finish what you're saying, man.
He's disappeared.
He has. The aliens are tearing him again.
Screen.
He's taking 2 minutes sabbaticals here, by the way. If it's maybe a week for him and 2 minutes for us, this is disgraceful. I mean, he should be spending his time here. There's people in the chat talking about aliens and things like that. I'm telling you. So I think he's got one of the like pagers or something. Do people still use pagers? Everybody's got mobile phones now. You know?
During World War II, the German army buried tons of books. All the ancient history lost. What?
Yeah.
Lawrence said.
Yeah. Hitler was heavy to the occult.
Oh, it wasn't just the occult. It was real. It was also Nazis met with extraterrestrials. They did. They got a lot of technology for them. And then obviously another group of extraterrestrials come along to help the Allies, and that's why it went pear-shaped overnight.
So 1 second.
ET knowledge transfers to human. Yeah. That's see like all these like people in the world, like the David Icke out there of the world, right? Like David Icke, I ken he's a wee bit out there, with the reptilian shapeshifters and stuff like that. But look, and then you've got like all these kind of other people in the UFO community. These people are all like telephones for the Galactic Federation and stuff like that. They're beaming their thoughts into these people. And then these people are spreading the word. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Where have I gone? Disappeared.
But let's take Elena. Where does Elena get her information from?
Direct one-on-one communication that you can actually overhear because it's electronic transference, not channeling.
Really? Where did you get your information?
You've heard it directly when she was on the show. You could hear the interference, like there's a secondary mic.
But here's what I'm saying to you: is it the same way for you, or is it a wee bit more astral realm for you?
It's the same way.
Here we go.
Everybody's having problems tonight.
I'm actually having problems
going on tonight. Yeah. The energy of the night is just weird.
For some reason I can't. My picture's disappeared.
Yep. Welcome to the world we live in.
Welcome to the Bald and Bonkers show.
Look, the governments don't want us talking about this. I can at the start of the show, but I was talking passion, all that kind of stuff. But when you start getting into the real subjects, they do this. They do this, and they're arseholes. But Ken, frankly, I don't care much longer because I think there's got to be changes soon. Big changes soon.
There will be, without a doubt.
So I heard somebody say something there, agreed with me.
But then the next couple of years alone, we're going to see so much change going on.
I know this new space race is beginning. You know, with Elon Musk.
Without a doubt.
And they're talking about bringing this asteroid in that's worth $5 quadrillion or something like that, right? I think everything's about to change, man. I think once mere humans get into space, things are going to get revealed.
Well, yeah,
because let's face it,
too many eyes. They're gonna have too many eyes out there to really suppress everything that's going on.
I can just see it. They build a hotel on the moon, right, or a space station, right, and there's about 2,000 humans aboard that. No, I suddenly see a spaceship floating past them, an alien waving at them. Yeah, I mean
Lewis,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Flushing toilet.
Oh, is it? It was aliens.
Yeah.
No!
That's the best thing. Yeah.
See, Dakota's been too close to the nuclear reactors. That's why you can't grow any facial hair.
You were just saying something about the moon. What did you just say?
No, what I was saying is that in the future, probably in the next 10, 20 years, when we build space stations or bases on the moon, and there's got to be thousands and thousands of people there, and a bloody UFO with aliens will float past with them waving at us. Let's face it, they can't hide it forever. I bet they come out soon. I bet they release everything in the next 2 years. They're going to have to because they can't hide it for much longer.
From what I've looked at, obviously taking photos and that, there's definitely antennas on the moon facing towards Earth. And it's funny how that moon, it's like, as I said many times before, the likeliness of the moon to be orbiting the Earth exactly how it is without changing. It changes its sort of, it wobbles slightly, I think. But then that's due to the tilt of the Earth, isn't it? If people believe the Earth's flat or round, it's clearly round from Mars.
What's that mean, the flat people?
But actually, like, I looked into the moon and found out that if you look at the moon and take a photo of it with a good camera, you can see the continents of a map of the world. And then there is twice as much land on the moon that's sort of like half of it's unaccounted for on our map. So that makes you understand that, okay, if we're not seeing half of the Earth on our map, then that makes the calculations for the curvature of the Earth wrong. That's why flat earthers think the Earth's flat, because there's more distance to cover to get the same curvature. Basically, yeah, the maths doesn't work. The mathematics don't work out. If you look at the horizon when you're next to the sea, you can see this curvature. You can see it with your own eyes.
You do know that, and a lot of folk, I've told a lot of folk about this, and you probably ken this, that see, like say you get the World Atlas that shows you the world, right? The World Atlas isn't what the world looks like.
No, yeah, it's all trained. Yeah. If you actually can get if you get a map of bird flights, you can watch birds fly from the UK all the way through Europe, and you notice how the pattern, they just fly in the most weirdest layout. It's like, it is like somewhat like they show us in the map. But as they get across Europe to the east, if they start going east, that part of Europe is different shaped. It's kind of like twisted. It's not the same.
If you take America. You take South America, for instance, and the mountains of South America, and that people look at that like Google Maps, right? And they're like, oh, it's quite big, oh, but America's a wee bit bigger. No. People don't realize that South America is like 3 times the size of America. The America's more drawn out, it's more stretched. That's what a lot of people don't realize. And the UK's looks quite big, but it's actually no. And that was when they started making maps. They thought, well, England and what do you call it, America were the top dogs. So they decided, oh, we'll just make our countries bigger than anywhere else. You see where I'm going with this? If you look up, guys, the legit images of the Earth, you'll be shocked.
Oh,
You'll be blown away. And again, you can about this, Lewis, and so do you, Dakota.
I was going to say something with regards to the Earth and the ISS, International Space Station, right? If you ever watch the International Space Station, you'll never see a full clip of them doing one full rotation of the Earth on a video. Like you'll have like a time lapse of them going around the Earth. They'll only ever go. Maybe 2/3 of the distance, and then it will cut to the next scene, and it will be somewhere else. And then they'll cut the next scene, and then it'll be somewhere else. And it's not because they're going into the dark; it's because there's more land they don't want you to see, and they have to keep cutting. So because they are going around the Earth, but they're not showing you.
Have you noticed what they've done to the ISS live feed? I noticed something last night. I put it on sometimes in 4K just to look at the nice pictures, right? And every time I've watched it, it's the space station, the Earth, and then blackness, right? Now when you go into it, it's the space station, the Earth, blackness with stars. They've added stars. Actually added stars to it.
Yeah.
And everybody will like, oh, that's different galaxies and different bloody suns. No, it's fake. That is fake. They've actually added that.
Yeah, they put the
Why?
stuff. Yeah.
It's like what Dakota says about programming people. Okay, I mean, I will say this. I think there's more to this planet than people could possibly imagine. A lot of people don't realise too that we've actually got 2 moons.
So do you think? So does Dakota as well? Does he think that? Or say you? Do you think that the space station's real or fake?
There is a space station out there, but it's the actual operations behind it are a bit exaggerated.
Yeah.
So
I was saying that because I can see the when you look at body language of people, right, and the way people react when they're like fearful or like the expressions that the astronauts have when they're waiting to like leave the space station, get into a module, and then come down to Earth. It's a frightening thing because you don't know if you're going to make it. You could burn up on the re-entry, right? And you can see the fear in these people's eyes. And when people come up, you just come from a flight, you see like the happiness. They're excited to see these people because they've been up there for a long time. You know, that they haven't got any other people to chat to, kind of thing, or they can with the technology. But it's like that whole sort of part kind of confirms to me that it's real because you can see the emotion, whereas it's like you can't fake emotion like that. It's something that you could try to, but you wouldn't. You just, I don't know, it just doesn't come naturally if you're trying to act it out, you know. But the fear, when you see the fear of these like Russian astronauts and the Americans, you can really see the fear in their eyes when they're like giving their mates a hug before they go down. They're like, this could be the last like person I say bye to, you know. That sold it for me. Like that's kind of my view on it.
I don't know about you agree or no, but this has been caught out a few times, fake and stuff.
Yeah, they have,
with their blue screens and all that kind of shit. I mean, I do believe we've got thousands of our people are off world right now. I do believe that. We're away in like Stargate kind of weird command kind of used to get. We've got thousands and thousands. We've got thousands and thousands in different worlds now. They're probably fighting aliens for all we can right now. They're probably sitting in spaceships right now for all we can right now. You got to remember that these people that are going up there are basically actors. Think about it. they've maybe been promised, oh, aye, if you go up there and float about for like a couple of years, I mean, and come back doing it again, we'll maybe try and get you off world. I bet it would shock you with the amount of people that have obviously signed things where they can't speak. Because if they do speak,
yeah.
It kind of like puts all the whole like puts all that Star Wars and that Star Trek. It puts that all into sort of consideration, you know. All the stuff on that show was fake at first, but then fast forward 25 years, it's all real. Apart from even some down to the quantum, talking about quantum technologies and this and that, the warp drive and all this kind of stuff. And it's all like it's real stuff that they can create, you know. Now, the only bit that hasn't been shown is like the different alien races of them, like communicating with them and like people having wars and that. But I'm guessing that's probably a real thing as well. Maybe, potentially. So.
Well, for that, you have to take into consideration the technological limitations of film crews back then. They were doing the best with what they had.
Yeah.
Chris actually has a point. When it comes to the ISS, if you look at some of the old videos, say they're coming up, at least from the 80s, of crap taken from space flights, you can see a number of things out there. Obviously, intelligent movement behind them. They're not just space debris. You know, space debris just doesn't just start flowing around like this. So obviously, as the say like green screen programs like they have here on Streamlabs, that becomes a little bit more accessible where you're not necessarily needing a green screen anymore. They're using that to cover up because there has been a lot of additional activity, especially centering around the moon. And going towards the astronauts, a lot of people don't realize there's at least, I recall off the top of my head, there's at least 3 months of survival training in various different conditions. Because, like Lewis said, they don't know if they're going to make it, they're going to burn up on entry, or if they go to land, are they going to land in the middle of the ocean and then they're stuck there the entire time? Are they going to end up in the middle of a desert somewhere? They don't know. I've seen some of those forms and it's just like, holy shit.
What's the film, Lewis, with George Clooney, and he's an astronaut in the International Space Station, and the shuttle gets destroyed.
Oh,
and the lassie has to try and get to the Russian refuel station because
gravity or something.
Because there's a Soyuz capsule aboard, and she can make it back. Well, that's what happens in the end because she doesn't plan to come back at a certain time, because if you come back at a certain time, you land somewhere, right, where you want to land. Yeah. She didn't plan it. She just went for it, and she ended up in the Amazonian jungle somewhere.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, we're distressed.
Oh yeah. Just from that landing alone, I know the movie you're talking about. It's the one he did with Sandra Bullock. She would not have been able to crawl out of that craft just for as long as she was supposedly up there in space. Her bone structure would have loosened up, especially under the stressful conditions she was in. She would barely be able to move her own body because of the differences in conditions. So she's very lucky if she would have actually managed to survive that long enough to be found.
See, the only it's like somebody was saying to me this the other day there, and I found it quite interesting. You've heard of the Van Allen belt that surrounds, right? But somebody says to us, they went to the moon and then they lost the technology to go back to the moon. You've got to remember, my phone's probably got 1 million times more computing power now than what they had in their days, right? So how could they lose the technology? See, this is what I say to people. I says they didn't lose the technology. They just decided they weren't using it anymore. So it gave them an opportunity not to go back. Because obviously they were warned off the moon. They were told they weren't allowed to go back there. Because they were watching them. But obviously new China's went back there. China's back there now. They're building a base in the backside of the moon. In the darkness. Right now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Personally, whether they went there or not, I don't know. Obviously, from what I've watched in the videos of like the moon landings, I can see it's fake, but that's just my interpretation.
This is
the craft made out of some corrugated iron and shit. But
I'm going to say this: we did go to the moon. We went to the moon, right? We did go to the moon.
Probably not.
But I'm going to say that everything after that, all the space travel after that was all faked. Right?
Mm.
There was a reason. There was missions that went back to that moon without MD Cannon. Right?
Mm.
And then once they got the horns on their craft, let's face it, they get anti-gravity aircraft that could go anywhere under the water and in space.
Mm.
They went back to the moon using these ships. So we didn't see any rockets taking off. We didn't see anything because they had this technology. And a lot of the UFOs that you seen in the early 60s and 70s were probably backdated engineering.
Mm-hmm.
They were. And
What's going on with Dakota?
I know it's weird.
It's like
It's
a disco
transformed into a weird.
I don't know
it's-
what the hell that is. I don't know if it's something
It's been
from
transported back to the tentacle bar.
I don't know if it's something from my camera getting smacked around because of my cats or what. I don't know. Have you ever tried, getting like a Morse code translation to see if there was like some sort of weird message and nothing came up? So
See, that's interesting. What Dot says, NASA astronauts were on the moon in 1958. Aye, because they had the technology, they had the ships. That Apollo 11 and all that. You know why that Apollo 11 happened? That Apollo rocket, right? You know why that happened? So as they could bankrupt Russia.
exactly.
The bankrupt Russia. That was probably fake. It probably went up there and then it probably come back down again. You don't know.
What about Von was it? Von something? The
No, I'm
Russian
talking.
the Russian guy who tried to like first rocket into space or whatever, and he was talking about not being able to get out of the Earth. Van von Braun, or what's his name? Von Braun.
Aye, the what do you
And
call
on
it?
his
The belt.
tombstone,
What's it called again? The belt.
he's got the verse Bible on his tombstone that says that, like, underneath the what do you call it? Not the dome, but something along the.
I do believe outside past the moon, there's something. There's something that's been put there for a reason. But obviously, our extraterrestrial friends can come in and out now because I think they've turned it off. And that's what I honestly believe, they've turned it off. Because think about how they're coming in and out.
Because you get all kinds of things coming in. Not asteroids, but like little comets and whatever. They streak across the sky as they're hitting the Earth's atmosphere. It's like they're coming from somewhere, so they're not exactly hitting into a big dome, are they? It's like stopping them. Otherwise, they just go bing and go flying off. No.
I'm going to say with the flat earthers out there, they have got a following all around the globe, what I've been told. I couldn't help myself, there was. But look, the Earth isn't flat, it's a planet. And people need to realize that it's a planet, right? I'm going to say there's stuff in this world that we have no clue exists. I think there's islands out there that we don't have no clue that they exist, right?
Yeah.
There's things under the sea that we have no clue they exist. Like Atlantis that's sunk down, right? And Edgar Casey says it would rise back up again and flood America and parts of Europe. That was one of Edgar Casey's foretold tales.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that there is extraterrestrials on this planet and they don't want nothing to do with us. They don't even want anything to do with the ones that are trying to help us. They stay away from them because they're just antisocial arseholes. They don't like that. They've got to a certain advancement in their lives and they've decided we're happy and we'll not even bother talking to end it. And I think that causes some problems between everybody. Your government, I've got probably, how many folk would you say off the earth? Dakota, how many would you say the new off-earth civilizations? How many humans do you think's left this earth since, say, they've got their first UFO?
You have to take into consideration there's speculation that the ancient Maya had their own space programs, several things like that. There's also several sources who come out and said that because of how the diplomatic restrictions are placed on this planet, basically, if anybody managed to get to a certain level of technological advancement to where they can safely leave the planet and go elsewhere.
Mhm.
They weren't allowed to come back because everybody else had to play a game of catch up.
Yeah.
So an exact number be hard to say, but as far as people that have been taken off world through sex trade, slave trade, sex trades, all of this, you're talking about potentially millions that have never even been documented under official resources. Or if they did, something happened to them to where they were just written off as tragic deaths. Sudden death syndrome type situations, even.
Aye. You shouldn't have said that about getting taken away as sex slaves and stuff like that. You do end up with people that's watching this tonight that will open their bedroom windows and put signs saying, take me to the next world tonight. If you're thinking of doing that, ladies and gentlemen, please don't. We don't want to see you getting left at like Area 51 because a giant tentacle alien sucked you too much. Get what I mean? With sucker marks all over your face.
If you go to do that and you have something happen,
well, kids,
feel free to give us a shout. We'll have you on the show.
Ken, I'm going to leave my bedroom one day open tonight. I want to go back to the sucker planet,
All because in the thumbnail I have it to where he's taking a tentacle down.
There's nothing like having some tentacles, right? You've never lived until you've had it on with tentacles. You don't know what you're missing. Don't beg or get probed. That's a good point. I'm going to open the window. I'm going to put a wee cardboard sign out saying "Aliens welcome." And
I told you, Chris, the whole probing thing actually has a scientific basis. It actually can be.
Dakota knows all about this.
No, they actually use it in barnyard animals.
Mm-hmm. This is why Dakota knows all about this.
But you shut up so I can explain it. Fuck you. Just say sometimes in infertility cases with humans, they'll use it, but it's mostly used on farm animals to be able to artificially inseminate. So they will insert something in the rear to sexually stimulate the animal, so they will ejaculate. They can collect the samples. Exactly. There is actual scientific basis behind.
I'm going to say something here I'm going to say something here before the end of the show and stuff. But you are really clued up in that. How did you know so much about that? I mean, that's
morbid curiosity.
Morbid curiosity. What are you into up there?
Ask. I dare. Hey, listen here, farm boy. You always talk about being surrounded by so many farms. How about you ask some of the farmers how they breed their animals?
I tell you what, I'll walk up to a cow, what do you call it, a farmer tomorrow, and I'll say, listen, excuse me, you couldn't tell me how you artificially inseminate a cow. I just find it interesting because my friend gets abducted on a regular basis, and he was telling us all about the probing with the
I'm dead serious. There's actual scientific basis behind it, and it is sometimes used on humans who are having issues with fertility and trying to conceive a child. It's not as used as much now, but...
I can't believe you started talking about this.
Did I tell you about
the one that brought it up?
Did I tell you about
Lewis, this is a very bad time to try to bring something up like this.
Aliens that landed in aerial school in Zimbabwe.
Oh, I think I've heard about this one.
And they get out their spaceship.
And my sister, my wife's brother, or my brother-in-law, he was one of the kids that were there when they see the alien craft land. And it's all on video of him speaking about it. The whole lot of them, they see this silver craft land, and then two aliens came out. One of them was like black, had like a black suit on, like a skin tight black suit, and like big eyes. And they were smaller, really small. And one of them was
weren't they like 3 inches tall?
One of them was walking across the top of the craft, but it looked like he was walking in slow motion. And the reason that would be possible is because of time dilation. If the craft's given off a gravitational field and you're seeing the gravitational field, it will look like they're moving slower inside that field. And then one of the aliens was like telepathically communicating with one of the girls about the future of humanity, and I think the other alien. I thought the other alien was basically they see these aliens, this craft, and there was a couple other crafts as well. They went to where the craft was after they flew off, and the floor was all burnt and stuff from obviously the gravitational tubes or whatever they used to like manipulate the. Yeah, basically the same thing that Bob Lazar talks about. He just explains it, kind of like goes hand in hand with what happened to the ground as well as like the craft's maneuvering and stuff. And the windows on the craft as well. There's loads of slits in the windows. I've seen a couple of videos of UFOs with like
I know the one you're talking about.
Windows are split and lit up. Have you seen them ones? Yeah. I've actually got that saved on my computer. The actual original. I don't know if it got deleted off of YouTube or whatever. But really good high quality video. But yeah, the aliens were saying that basically just we need to like sort things out, otherwise we're going to be just basically dropping dead.
Don't worry. Dakota's keeping the population of the human race alive in space. So if we all die out, he's still there.
It's the Galactic Federation are in charge of everything, aren't they? So apparently so.
Well, yeah.
Until they decide we're worthy. Until they decide that we're worthy, which will be a while yet.
No, we're only a couple of years into the probation period.
I just don't understand the reason for all the like chemtrails and ruining our sort of like.
I just don't get that, man.
Yeah. Easier for weather manipulation, allegedly. Well, if
I know what part of it is to do with
some of the metals actually are supposed to block the receptors that would allow people to get the natural health benefits of just being out in the sun all day. So it could partially be it. It's like, what the fuck?
Chris is
what happened there, Chris?
Well, all I'm going to say is this, right? I'm going to say it again, right? Before we get kicked again. There is something going on with the weather. Yesterday, it was 25 Celsius. It was boiling, right? And then last night, there was fog come in. And it was windy. Today, it was windy. And the fog never moved once. Right? It just stood everywhere. And what I noticed is when I was outside and I was breathing, I could see my breath. Right? I could see my breath. Oh, stop changing my bloody messages.
No, in my defense, you came in like that.
But anyway, what'd you call it? I could see my breath. But it was, how can I see my breath, right? But it's 17 Celsius.
Aye.
But here's an even weirder one. My car's jet black. It's jet black. It's got a name. It's jet black anyway, the car. And when I was driving the day, it wasn't raining. When I got out the car, it was covered in this white powder or something had scattered like talcum powder. And it was very, very fine. It was over the windows. It was over everything. So I washed the car, went back out to the day, and it was covered. And it's coming off the mist. And it's windy, but there's fog everywhere. That's what I don't get.
Crazy, man. I think the
oh my god.
I don't know, mate.
I don't
know whether it's to do with I don't know whether it's to do with upgrading humanity with technology and becoming, as I said, or connecting to the AI system, which is what I said before, or it's I don't know. I can't say. Well, I can say, but I'm not going to say. Well, like what I could think it could be. I just can't be bothered.
I believe, Lewis, that there's good entities out there that are trying to help us, but there's a lot of bad ones here that are wanting to destroy us. Right.
But
and then there's the ones out there that only want to make money.
But there's the way that these people keep speaking in these like not TED talks, but these like these people that are sorry, babe. gonna go deep. Some of these talks they have about
This
is
isn't
like
that type of show.
basically
Isn't that type of show? Stop thinking
The
about
way-
probes.
the way they're saying it is that the technology that they're bringing out now is going to enable us to be able to travel the stars. Now, how is that possible for us to travel the stars unless we get upgraded with some kind of technology that allows us to go out of the
But we've already got it.
without
We've already
getting?
got the technology to travel the stars.
But I
It's
mean,
just the governments are not showing it to us.
if you used to go up in a rocket, for instance, yeah, and you didn't have nothing to like shield you from radiation, then you'd die, isn't it? But if your body was
aye.
changed genetically and manipulated to a point that it can take radiation and it doesn't do anything. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Possibly. Something like them kind of upgrading certain things like or maybe not. Maybe I'm just clutching at straws. Who
What
knows?
is
Maybe.
that?
That
I keep seeing this dark figure go around the
Yeah,
back
is it-
of cheeky bloke. His name's put under there.
I know. I keep seeing him.
There's like this black figure that keeps like.
Yep, you shouldn't have mentioned the probing. You should not have mentioned the probing,
No,
Dakota.
it's
Is that
That'll
your,
be in the note. It'll be
it's
put the
been
double
kind of
D40 in top.
no. It has been
So
kind of weird lately because there have been times where I would just be walking about inside of a store or just doing my thing, and all of a sudden I noticed that there would be these black things flying.
Doing methane?
Now, my first thought.
methamphetamine?
You just said you were walking about the store doing methamphetamine.
I am from Idaho, but
Ah, well, that explains it. Everybody takes it.
but no, I'd just be walking about doing my thing, and all of a sudden I would see these
Hope so.
black shadows moving about, and at first I would think, okay, where's the birds? All right, and I'm looking around trying to find birds. I'm inside of a building, no birds, but yeah, I'm still seeing all this stuff flying, all these shadows getting cast. Like there's something flying above me, and it's even getting caught on the security cameras at work. It's like, can I get those fucking tapes?
Yep. It's all the people, it's all the aliens that's probed you in the past. They just want to one more time with you, Dakota. And that's why they're following you about in the big black masses. Either that, you've got a demonic attachment and all the
Oh,
demons
you
and
think
stuff like that.
going back with the fucking demonic, Scott. I thought
Yeah,
I
I'm
beat
going
that
to
out
say,
of you.
I'm going to say that.
I thought
I'm
I
going
beat
to
that
say this.
nonsense out of you. Think
I'm
you,
going.
you
No. I'm
fake-ass
going to go back and say this.
spiritual
Look,
guru, motherfucker.
no, I'm going to say this to now. There is demonic entities out there. I'm not saying that there's many of them, and some of them they show themselves as black forms moving about. It's not. I just said that for a joke. But here's the thing: how do you not know you've got an attachment?
Because the number of times it's actually saved my fucking life. We've had this
Well, there you
discussion.
go. Then it could be an angel, or it could be a guide of some description that's protecting you.
And the number of times it's told me to shit can you.
There you go.
Well, that just got dark. Just feel the
Go
air
on.
just drop as I said that. Dear Lord.
They're about to you wake up and it'll be like the film Poltergeist.
Well, if they're
Yeah.
getting strong enough to where they can lift my heavy ass,
Holy shit!
that's subject for
I
concern.
don't want the Rex. What do you call it? World Wrestling Championships. You know, what do you call it? What was that? What was that series used to get?